A Quiet Place Day One. Buy it on digital now. Lupita Wong, also a twin star in the film that critics are saying is packed with nail-biting tension and lots of thrills, included with over 50 minutes of behind-the-scenes footage and also deleted scenes. It's written and directed by Michael Sarnowski, available at participating retailers. You can buy A Quiet Place Day One on digital today. It's rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures.
Again, first couple people in right now with your first and last name and your email, and we'll hook you up. Coming up, we got a 47 ABC update. Also, Jessica's Celebrity Buzz. Right now, though, very honored. We go live to the hotline. Gov Wes Moore.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill and Jessica. How are you?
I am so happy to hear y'all voices. How's everything going?
Everything's going great, man. Definitely better now that we hear your voice. How you been?
I have been great. We've been grinding. Things are going really well in the state. Our numbers are looking strong. So I'm happy, man. We're building something special here.
Yes, absolutely, man. Well, look, thank you so much for taking time out and checking in with us. We want to talk to you. Haven't talked to you in a little bit.
Right.
First off, can we, kind of get an update of what you've been working on? I know you've been working hard, getting the Key Bridge. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Key Bridge, of course. Still, right. Maryland is moving forward. I know that the whole marijuana bill was incredible. You announced that. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the work that you've been doing as governor of Maryland since the last time we talked?
Absolutely. I mean, and a big push that we continue to move on is that how do we get our economy going? How are we getting more people back into the workforce? And so, from day one, we just had a real focus on saying we've got to increase employment, we have to increase wages, and we just have to make sure we're getting more people inside the workforce. And so some of the big things that we've done, we're saying we made historic investments in childcare in our state, because one of the most important things you can do for parents and specifically for women oftentimes is you have to invest in childcare, because no one should have to make the decision between making sure your child is safe or do you go back into the workforce. That we've been able to make historic investments in apprenticeship programs and trade programs, because I want more people going into the trades and having opportunities to know that even if you choose not to go to a 4-year school, that's okay. That there's still going to be pathways for work and wages and wealth for you and your family. And I mean, listen, I joined the Army when I was 17 years old. I went to a 2-year college. My path was not a traditional path, and so we now know that if you can get people into a workforce, you can get people thinking about what they want to do with their lives and get them training. Maryland now, our unemployment rate in Maryland is 2.8%.
Wow.
I mean, when I was first inaugurated, we were 43rd in the country. Now we're at 2.8%, 12 straight months of the lowest unemployment rate in the entire country. So we're getting people back to work. We're making sure that we're raising wages for people who are in the workplace, and we're making investments in our long-term future. That's what's really exciting, and we're doing it in both a bipartisan and a fiscally responsible way.
Where are we, man? I mean, first off, congratulations on all your success so far. I mean, I know you've been doing some big things, since you've been elected, and I mean those job numbers are incredible. Those job numbers are, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Some of the best in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to us about the progress of what's going on with the Key Bridge.
Yeah, so I've been so humbled that this really has been a bipartisan push and effort to be able to get this done. I now personally have met with probably over 200 members of Congress and spoke with them about this issue, why it's so important that we get the 100% cost share. Because when you think about the work that's been done so far, what everyone thought would take 11 months to clear the federal channel, we got it done in 11 weeks. Mm-hmm. When everyone said that it's going to have a really big hit on employment, when you have thousands of workers who now did not have a job, we were able to not just keep the unemployment rate low, but make sure that all of our port workers were taken care of. And now the final phase, though, is we've got to get this bridge rebuilt. Mm-hmm. And that is why the sole focus that we have right now is making sure that we can start the construction as quickly as possible, get this done on time and on budget, and make sure we're getting that artery back to the Port of Baltimore. Because people realize the Port of Baltimore is crucial, not just to Maryland, but 2/3 of the country receive goods from the Port of Baltimore. It's one of the most important maritime ports in this country. And so our ability now to be able to build a real bipartisan coalition to go make sure that we get this thing built on time and on budget is of the highest of priorities that I have right now. But I feel very optimistic about the ability to get this done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You've done a great job with that. I got to tell you, this is why we love you. This is how much we love you, and we find it so hilarious. A few weeks back, when you made the post of you and our Vice President Kamala Harris, and you said about this is what a black job looks like. Let me tell you something. Right away I saw it. I screenshotted it and said, "This is why I love him so much."
Oh my God! You got people going.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. You playing off the comments that Donald Trump had said, and so many people had lived under a rock and were trying to twist the whole thing. But then you gotta. You got to get it. And I mean, I love your humor. I love, some of your posts that you made.
You got to get it.
Yeah, you got to get it. I mean, come on. There was another post that you made, my Black Job Lets Me campaign for Joe Biden. You're just, thank you. Thank you for being a real person, okay? Because some of these people are living under rocks, don't understand. I don't know. They're like back in time. I just don't get it. But no, I thought it was hilarious. It was so funny. So just thank you for your humor as a governor.
Well, listen, one thing I always know is, you got to have some fun with it. And I was trying to understand, when Donald Trump continued to talk about, what a black job was. I was like, I'm just not sure what exactly he means that immigrants are taking black jobs.
Right.
Because, when I think about, one of the things I love about the military, I joined the Army when I was 17 years old. And when I joined the Army, one of the things I loved about it is there were no classifications for certain people in which areas that we worked in. Right? It was a meritocracy where everybody had opportunities in every single branch and every single element. That there was no specialization in the Army that was for one group, or no specialization in the Army is for another group. And so I just kind of wanted to have a little fun on the idea that saying that certain occupations for certain people or for this and that, that's just it's not how I came up. That's not the values that we came up with, where everybody should have an opportunity to work hard and be able to achieve anything that's part of their God-given destiny. And so I was just having a little fun with it, but I was really trying to understand where Donald Trump was coming from and what he was trying to insinuate.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great.
Hilarious.
Yes, thank you for your humor. I got to ask you, I know you've commented publicly about it, but since we got you on, of course, Vice President Kamala Harris announced her vice presidential nominee, Tim Walz, governor. Tell us a little bit about, maybe your, knowledge of Tim Walz, and, talk to us a little bit about how you feel about her pick.
I'm ecstatic about this pick. I've had the pleasure of knowing, of getting to know Tim for as long as I've been the governor. And he really has become a good friend. And he's someone who, when I think about it, he comes from humble backgrounds. The guy, was a sergeant major in the Army. And if there's one thing that I know from my time in the Army, and everyone in the military knows, sergeant majors are not to be played with. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who are basically leading the entire operation. He goes on to be a football coach and then runs for Congress and gets a lot of good things done as the governor, where he basically said you don't have to choose between having a growing economy and also making sure that children are being moved out of poverty. I mean, it's the same type of philosophy that, frankly, we have here in Maryland, where I want our state to be the #1 most competitive business state in the country. I want our state to grow faster than everyone else. I want to make sure we have a good business climate, and I want to end child poverty. And those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive ideas. And I think that's exactly how he's led, and I think it's the kind of vision that he would bring to this, to the campaign and eventually to the administration. So I think he made a great choice. I mean, Tim has been my guy ever since I come on board. So as governor, so I'm really excited for my friend, and I'm excited for the country.
Have they reached out for you to speak at the Democratic National Convention?
They have. I know. I will be. I will be there, and I'm told them I will do whatever, and I will, support them and speak in whatever slot that they think is most helpful, most useful. So I will be in Chicago supporting them.
Yeah, because that's great. Love it. Yes, absolutely. Because you're a great speaker. I think you'd be a phenomenal choice to, bring out somebody to speak, etc. What are some of your thoughts on our current president, Joe Biden, stepping down? I know you met with him a few weeks back. He's from a neighboring state of Maryland, Delaware. He stepped down, and Vice President Kamala Harris now on the ticket. What are some of your thoughts as President Joe Biden's tenure as a politician comes to an end?
I have such a deep level of respect for Joe Biden, and I know that he's been a great partner for Maryland and for everything we're looking to get done in our state. And I have to tell you, when he stepped down, I just thought, or said that he wasn't going to run for re-election. We haven't seen something like that in American politics in a very long time. Mm-hmm. Someone who's willing to walk away from power and say, and acknowledge something that happened here in our state house in Annapolis when George Washington resigned his commission, to basically say, guys, the power isn't mine. The power belongs to the people. And I think it's important at this juncture in my life to let the people decide what is their future direction. So, I have a tremendous amount of love and admiration and respect for the decision that the president made. I know it was not an easy one. And I tell y'all, when I was speaking to him, he called me that night that he decided he wasn't going to do it, and we had a long talk. And I was telling him how much I appreciated him. And he said to me, he said, "Listen, Wes," he said, "Gov," he said, "this isn't my obituary. I'm not dead." He's like, "I got a lot more work to do before January." And he is. You can tell he's a guy. He's running through the tape right now on behalf of the people who voted for him in 2000, asked him to do just that. So we're thankful that we've had a leader like Joe Biden that week. Nice.
That's just, it's incredible to hear. And yes, you're right. History being made, and what he's done, and it's just amazing. Of course, we've been seeing you at like the Orioles games and stuff like that. You are true Maryland. But I think I saw you. Did you go to the Ravens training camp?
I did. I was hanging out with our guys over there. Yeah. I tell you what, man, our Ravens are looking good.
All right. Well, hold on, pause, because I think I also saw you at my Commanders training camp. Did I see you there?
Yeah, I was there too.
Hey, that's what I want to hear about.
The thing I always tell people is, and again, I'm not one of these guys who floats in the wind or whatever like that. I'm a Ravens guy. I'm a Ravens fan. Right. That's my squad. I love the fact that the Commanders are in the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they are in Prince George's County. They're incredibly important to Prince George's County and to the state. And I love the fact that we're one of the only states that can actually take on two major football teams.
Right.
And so as governor, I'm Team Maryland. But as a fan, I'm Team Ravens.
That's all right. Hey, I don't hate the Ravens. I like the Ravens. Look, if not for the Commanders, I normally go for the Ravens, so it's all good, and they are. How do you guys think? You say you're looking good this year, huh? Were you impressed?
But I got to tell you, though, the Commanders, you were watching steady improvements on the Commanders every year. I really think this guy, Jaden Daniels, could actually be he actually could be a special quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a hard worker. He's got a good frame. He's got to put some weight on, but he's got a good frame. And so I think he could be a very good quarterback. I think you all make some really good off-season acquisitions, by the way, to include the new head coach, Dan Quinn, who's from Salisbury.
Absolutely,
so
yes. Yes, absolutely. Man, I was excited about all that. Are you going to be, because, my son and I, we got, as we're season ticket holders for the Commanders. Are we going to see you out on the field again this year at some of the games?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing y'all at the games. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I call you out when you're out there. I'm like, Governor Wes, and you look, No, a lot of fun. When you were there last year, did they ever put you up in the suite with Magic?
No, I never got to see Magic in the suite.
No.
I was trying to hang out and see if I could see him. And then I could just, try to jump in, but I never made it happen.
Well, a couple of times we were there and we looked up, and that the one suite that they have there, he is at the games. So
he is. he's taking this personally, and I love that because winning starts with culture.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things you can do to create a winning culture is put some winners in there. This is a guy who's won in multiple areas throughout his life, and so it's like that's the kind of culture that we need, being able to help lead the team.
Right. No, they need to put you guys up there together. That would be amazing to see you standing there. You and the first lady and Magic and Cookie right there. That would be incredible.
Oh man,
can you imagine?
That would be awesome.
And then myself and my son right next to you. That would even be even more sweet.
That would be awesome.
Yes. No, that's awesome. Looking forward to seeing you out there this year. When's the next time you're going to be on the Eastern Shore?
So the next time, actually, I think we'll be out there next week.
Okay.
We're heading back out to we're going to be down in Chrisville. We'll be down in the lower shore. So we're going to be out there soon, and we have we're going to have some big announcements coming up also about some work that we're doing when it comes to rural health care that we're really excited about. I mean, when you have states around the country that are pulling away from rural health care, in Maryland, in our Maryland, we're actually leaning in, and we're actually investing. So we're going to be back on the shore talking about some work we're doing there as well.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, look, election time is going to be heating up. I think it's going to get real crazy, so, I mean, hopefully everything will, kind of stay intact, but I already know it's going to get, I just have this feeling it's going to get real wild and real crazy.
The ride.
I'm looking forward to the, Democratic National Convention, looking forward to hopefully seeing you up on stage, or if not, just at least seeing you. And, you got to keep us up to date and let us know, how's everything looking in Maryland and how it is on your end. Definitely, please don't be a stranger. We got to keep this going. You checking in with us from time to time and keeping the Eastern Shore up to date with everything you got going on.
You guys are amazing. I'm telling you, I'm so thankful for you and everything that you continue to do for all of us. And so we will definitely stay close. I'm looking forward to seeing you some games too.
Yes, absolutely. Governor Wes Moore from Maryland, the great state of Maryland. Thank you so much for checking in today, my friend. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless you.